Today on the Jacob Beer Show, I am so happy to be joined by Dan O'Toole, if I'm correct.
Dan O'Toole.
Dan O'Toole of Arrive AI.
Yep.
Very cool concept. I'm obviously in your office to do this interview. And as I looked around and I came in, I saw the concept of it,
Sure.
the prototype, all that fun stuff, an actual box of what it's going to look like. When I was doing my research, I saw it said that it's going to be a drone mailbox. And I found that very interesting when I was doing my research. So take us through what made you want to come up with this concept of a drone mailbox and kind of combine both of those things together.
And it's not just a drone mailbox too. Let me state that we're consolidating all delivery to one point, which includes drones, unmanned driverless vehicles, robots, and conventional delivery as well as U.S. mail. So we're consolidating all delivery to one secure point. And when this whole idea of autonomous delivery started being talked about, back around 2014, which is when I filed for my first patent. People were thinking about drone delivery and the notion of all these packages being delivered, picked up through drones. Are you going to just drop them on the ground? That's kind of a non-starter, right? So you need to have a great, safe, secure box to hold all these shipments and deliveries, and that's where we come in.
For sure, and it's just such a cool concept. You mentioned it, so thanks for clarifying that. What concept, I guess, about your product do you enjoy the most?
I just love that we're revolutionizing. I would say better, faster, fresher, cheaper, greener, safer. Those are all elements that we're delivering through our new, last mile delivery regime that we're bringing online right now. If you want, by the time that you can put your coat and shoes on and drive to a store in this new paradigm, you can have those items delivered, just with a thought, basically. Everything's app driven. We chain of custody, notifications, video, heated and cooled cargo area, just all a bunch of conveniences that you've never had before.
And for you, what is something, is there an entrepreneur that's inspired you along the journey?
I love business. I've been a student of business my whole life. I've been an entrepreneur since I graduated college, and I've several entrepreneurs. Elon Musk is an easy one, right? But go back in my day, Lee Iacocca was a big entrepreneur with Chrysler Corporation, revolutionized cars and things like that. So I'm always looking for a better way to do something. When I had the idea, I ran to the patent office and I beat Amazon by 4 days on our first patent. So that's kind of how we're able to be here today.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I know that's not easy to be Jeff Bezos out there. So Jeff is listening. You're also welcome to come on the show, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff. I'll come on with you.
Yeah. Even better is you come and visit the office.
Yeah.
So take me through what is something that being a leader of a company now, obviously Arrive AI, when I came in today, there was tons of employees in here. What is something about leadership that is important to you?
To me, everything I do is the underlying premise is how would I want it to be done if I were on the other side of it? If I were an investor in this company, what would it be for me to be this? I want this to be the company I would want to invest in. When I'm the leader of the company or the CEO or the manager, I want to be the manager that I would want to work for. So what do? You do the things that everybody wants. Work it. I always say, work hard, play harder. It's important to keep context. If you get up, go to work, all these hours every day to go home, to go to bed, to wake up, to do it all over again, you're very quickly going to get burnt out. You got to keep it fresh, fun. We have a lot of fun here, and we do a lot of work. And I think that it's really important for your culture to let everybody know you care about them and have fun with them, not just be there to give orders.
No doubt about it. You're an entrepreneur, you're a businessman. How have you seen just in the last, let's say, gosh, it feels like just the other day it was 2019, and I got my first iPhone. Most people are getting their iPhones in 2017, but gosh, forget about what iPhone we're on now. But I recall in 2019, like just the thought of like not a home button on the phone was a big deal. And now here we are in this tech revolution to where like, heck, my iPhone XR, if somebody saw would be laughing at me because it's
Right.
old, right?
Totally.
Its technology has just gone crazy. And obviously Apple's been a huge part of that. But for you being in just different businesses, you know, technology speaking, how have you seen it as a businessman, just all around technology changing in the last 5 years from, gosh, when someone like me was in high school to now college?
No, there's definitely a quickening is what I would call it going on, and it's feeding on itself to be faster and faster. And if you look at NVIDIA, you know, the chips they're coming out with the Blackwell and all the things that are happening, you gotta be moving fast or you're gonna get left behind. And that's one of the things that we do here. We have our foot all the way down on the accelerator. If you let your foot off the accelerator one little bit and then reapply, you know, the accelerator, you'll never get back to where you were. So it's very important to, you know, we always say we move at the speed of a startup. You know, we're agile, aggressive, and we're moving very fast.
Great to hear. And where can people go to find out more information about Arrive AI? And then followed by that, we're in 2025 now. I almost said 2024 when this interview goes out. We're obviously in January. Say somebody listens to this in February. What are your kind of goals this year?
Well, you can find out more about us at arriveai.com, or you can go to pickmecrowdfunding.com. We're doing a capital raise right now, raising capital through a crowdfunding platform called PickMe. That's PICMII. So you can find out a lot about us there. But the big milestone that we're really focused on right now is going on the NASDAQ. We're targeting Q1 of this year to be on the NASDAQ. We have the ticker symbol ARAI. So we'll be going public very soon. We've been working on this project literally for about 2 years. We've had a lot of peaks and valleys and dead ends and front, you know, just everything you would think you'd run into, you know. So it's been quite a journey, but we're getting very close, and I feel like it's gonna happen here in the next 45 days.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then obviously, what is something that you kind of see changing from a standpoint of kind of just crowdfunding? And I think if you don't mind me just touching on that real quick.
Sure.
A lot of college kids probably don't even know what crowdfunding is.
Sure.
Obviously, I know what it is. I know some of the things about venture capitals and how that all works, but a lot of people don't even know what the word investing means, literally.
Right.
So why is crowdfunding so important?
Crowdfunding is really important for small startup companies because it's hard to get money from venture capital or private equity if you're not very well established. And so there has to be a gap between friends and family and VCs and all that. And crowdfunding has filled that gap. And what that is crowdfunding, crowdsourcing. That's allowing Joe Public, basically retail investors, people that maybe not be accredited with $1 million in the bank or things like that, to get involved in young up and coming companies and kind of have that opportunity to invest in a company that hopefully could be the next Google or Amazon. You know, that's what we're hoping that we are. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great upside potential, a lot of optimism and opportunity for all these guys to come in and you know, I call us a we the people story. We have 5,000 investors. You know, everybody that has joined our journey has come at the exact amount they want to invest and of their own free will. And we think that's very important.
No doubt about it. And I hear people express a lot of things about investing like that. So it's
Sure.
good that you're able to give the opportunity there and not kind of force the foot in the door. From
No,
what it sounds
exactly.
like.
We want you if you want to be here. If you don't, I don't want anybody to come in half-hearted, you know what I mean? Or feeling like they're pressured or anything like that. You know, one time I had a gentleman call me and say, hey, I want to put my wife on the phone. I want you to convince her why we should put $10,000 in your company. I said, I'm not gonna convince anybody, you know, I appreciate the opportunity, but that's not who we are. I just love this frictionless community that we have. Everybody's rowing in unison. If you put $1 in this company, you're a co-owner just like I am. And that's all you need to be in the door. So, you know, we don't prioritize one investor over another. All the shares are common shares with voting rights, same shares that I have as a CEO. Nobody's preferenced. And I think that makes for a great community. And we have a lot of fun, a ton of high engagement. I put my cell phone number out there to the world that I've had for 35 years. I talk to people from all over the world every day. And, you know, getting back to, you know, being the company that I would want to invest in. If I wanted to call Jeff Bezos, no offense, Jeff, if you're listening, but I don't think I can pick up the phone and call Jeff. But just today, I had a couple investors call me that invested, in us 3 years ago, and I gave my number, and they called me today for the first time, and it's kind of cool, and I value that, so I get a lot of energy off of that, and, it's great to know that we got all the support out there, 5,000 people, it's a lot of people.
For sure, that's a lot of people. And one last thing I'd like to close with, do you have a favorite band? I always think that that's kind of a fun way to end.
Yeah,
Music is universal. It's one of the things that I don't know, the Taylor Swift subject could be controversial, but I feel like music is a good question that you can't get in trouble with. So do you have a favorite
well, I
band?
will say Taylor Swift has some good songs, so if you're a Tay-Tay fan out there, I'm on board
Is
with
that an investment pitch?
Hey, come on in. I grew up in the best age of music ever, the '80s. So Boston was my jam back then, and the big Boston.
Tom Scholes.
Tom Scholes.
He's very smart actually when it comes to technology. People fail to realize, like a lot of
Yeah.
musicians, people say are dumb or potheads. That guy is pretty
He
smart.
is, and we lost Brad Delp, though, the singer, best rock and roll voice ever, I think. But tragedy, committed suicide. So that's a really sad thing. I hate to even bring that up, but I think about that a lot.
The importance of life.
It is, man. It is.
And one last thing, how is it great to do something that you enjoy?
It's everything. I always say I've never worked harder, but I've never had more fun. I've been an entrepreneur since I got out of Ball State. I know you're going to Purdue, but I've always done my own thing, and this is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. The culture that we're building here in the company with our employees is something I've never seen before. Our investor community, it's everything's happening at the right time with the right people. I'm really excited about that.
For sure. Well, Dan, I appreciate you coming on the Jacob Viewer Show today.
Well, congrats on your show, man. Thanks for having me.